Today, we're exploring the Boogie Mark-V 35, a modern amp carrying that classic Mark-series lineage forward. I've captured every wattage and every voice for ToneX V2, and in this video, you'll hear how those captures reflect the feel and character of this iconic design. Let's get right into it. All right, so first things first, let's take a look at the naming convention for this. This is a deep collection, and I've captured all the different voicings and all the different wattage settings, but I've made them available as 3 separate collections and then as a bundle. So we have the 35-watt collection, the 25-watt collection, and a 10-watt collection. Since this amp can be set to those different wattage settings, and the amp behaves differently with some subtle and not so subtle differences. So if you have all of these tones, it's extremely versatile. So what you see here is JS Cali V or 5 35. Clean 35 watt 1. So you're going to have the clean crunch 2C+, 4, and X. So this is going to be the extreme setting on channel 2, the Mark 4 setting on channel 2, the Mark 2C+ setting. And then on the clean channel, we're going to have fat, crunch, and clean. So really, really versatile, like I said. And the naming convention is going to be different depending on the wattage collection that you have. There's going to be the 25 watt, which will have 25W, or the 10 watt, which will have 10W. So that's basically it. We're also going to have all of those same captures mirrored as DI or amp only captures with a baked-in preset only at the preset level. I have so many people that don't understand how ToneX works still. When I bake this in at the preset level, you just have to simply come over here and bypass this, or head over to the tone model page and you'll notice there's no cab here. So it's very, very simple. It doesn't mean that there's anything actually baked into the tone model, just at the preset level. So let's dive in, take a listen to what these sound like. I thought my nice PRS Custom 24 would be the perfect guitar to showcase these. I can go into humbucker and split coil mode to give you an idea of what they're going to sound like with both humbuckers and single coil. So starting here, 35 watt collection. We'll run through these as quickly as we can. Here is the clean 1 setting. So we're going to have 2 different gain levels on clean. A nice pristine clean that works. That was bridge pickup, neck pickup, and even single coil splits. So nice clean tone there. Moving on to the second level of gain, slight edge of breakup. Neck pickup. Singles. Nice stuff there. Now we can move on to the fat setting on that same channel. Going to be a little bit of a different tonal variation. This is the cleanest setting. Already a little bit of slight breakup. A little bit warmer tone. See, they work nicely on various pickup settings. Here's the other second level of gain on the fat. Then we move on to channel 1's 3 crunch levels of gain. Back on the bridge position. Neck pickup. Moving back to the bridge on the second level of gain. Final level of gain on channel 1 on the crunch setting. And from there, we move on to channel 2. So we can go up to the 2C plus setting. I'm going to have 3 levels of gain for that, 3 levels of gain for the Mark IV setting, and 3 levels of gain for the extreme setting. So here's level 1 on the 2C plus setting. A little bit, I find, thinner. Back pickup. Single coil. Second level of gain. Single coil neck. And the final level of gain there. Now moving to the Mark IV setting, we'll go right up to the highest level of gain. Get a very different voice in here. A little beefier, a little more saturated. Second level of gain, moving down. And that first level of gain. Now we move up to the extreme setting. A little bit fatter still. Second level of gain. Final level of gain. It sounds really great with a little bit of tape delay. So all of those captures were captured through a 212 Celestion V30 loaded cabinet, and I also paired a custom IR of that same cabinet up with the DI or amp-only captures, and this is what we have here from clean. I'll just run through these quickly. Back to the clean, second level of clean. That. Over to the crunch channel. And then we go through the same levels of gain on the 2C plus for the channel 2, the Mark IV setting, and the extreme setting. Moving on to the Mark IV setting. and the extreme setting. Now, I don't want to go through all of these settings for all the wattages, but basically you can see here that the 10-watt versions are going to have a slightly different feel. Maybe not notice so much on the really low gain clean stuff. Once we start getting to the crunch, gonna have a little different feel here. Then we have the 25 watts. Again, slightly different feel. All right, so there you have it. I didn't want to take you through every single tone model. In all three collections, there's 96 in total between the Amp+Cab and the DI captures. But like I said, I broke this down to three separate collections, the 10 watt, the 25 watt, the 35 watt. So you didn't have to grab all 96. If you want that, you can get a complete discounted bundle with all of them in there. But if you heard one that stood out to you that you really liked, they are available as those smaller collections. I'm going to play you a demo video utilizing some of the tone models from these collections together in a full production so you can hear what they sound like when used together, overdubbed, over some drums and bass. And I hope you enjoy that and like it. The links to the tone model collections are below in the description if you're so inclined. And you want to go grab a copy. I've been enjoying these immensely. They were a lot of fun to make. It's a really deep amp, but a really killer amp and very, very versatile if you want everything from really pristine cleans all the way up to crazy amounts of gain. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate you sharing your time with me. Please like the video, share it with anybody you think would get some use or enjoyment out of watching it. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell notification to get notified when I put new content out. I'll be back really soon with some more. Thanks again for tuning in. Enjoy the music on the way out, and we'll talk very soon. Ciao for now.